Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessica, and we are at episode 3 of the Sweet 16 season of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and things are finally picking up. I just watched the episode. I jotted down my notes. Y'all know what it is. We're getting into this review. So in the comments, let me know what you think about the episode, but we're going to kick it off with the first scene, which was Britt and her husband at their family dinner. I'm not sure why everybody is calling Britt Edie's husband gay. I don't get gay vibes from him. Maybe my gaydar is not strong, but he just doesn't seem gay to me. I'm not gonna put that on that man. Y'all need to stop calling that man gay. He ain't give no indication that he was gay or DL or whatever. I think that he just has one of those personalities that's reserved because you saw his conversation pick up a lot around his family members. And y'all got to understand, like, these are people who just all of a sudden have cameras following them everywhere. Like, especially when it comes to men are not just, most of the men that I know are not just eager to be in front of a camera. So now you have this camera there, this whole production crew there at your home. They're filming conversations that would normally be had between just you and that person or whoever, you may be talking to. And I just think that it's awkwardness on the camera. I really, really don't get these negative things that people are saying about him, even saying that he isn't interested in her. And like, y'all will make up anything. I think that man just has a personality where he similar to Charles. They're just who they are. They're not gonna get excited in front of the camera and try to get their own camera time, like an Apollo or a Peter Thomas or a Cecil or Eugene. Like, he just seems to be kind of reserved. So stop calling him man gay. And I think that Britt and her sister-in-law have a really sweet relationship. It's always like, as a married woman, my dream was to have a really good, strong relationship with my in-laws. And when you do have an in-law that you can become friends with and develop a level of closeness with, where y'all can talk, especially about the relationship stuff, because your family won't get it. They don't know your husband like that. It's really, really nice. So that even indicates to me that Brie and her husband's relationship is real. Like, just because it's not playing out on the cameras like we would want it to be or like you think it should be, doesn't mean that it's not. So we have Kelly and Portia at a restaurant and they come to hash out their issues. And it was just like the fakest scene ever. Kelly didn't seem very interested in forming a friendship with Portia, and her body language kind of said it all to me. And Portia really does not like Shamea, because just think about how this scene went. She called herself kind of straightening things out with Kelly because of what Kelly said to Shamea about Portia, right? So in the last episode, you checked Kelly and, made it be known like this is not how you get to know someone, by saying that. But then before the scene is over, you're basically telling her that you don't appreciate what Shamea did by bringing you the information in the first place. Like, there with Portia, like, girl, I've never been a Portia stan. I've never been a Portia hater. Like, she's just someone that's always been cute on camera. But girl, you are really showing your true colors this season, and you might should have stayed off reality TV to salvage your reputation, the whatever of it that you had left. But I mean, I guess if you're gonna be around one another, your coworkers, like people like to say on reality shows, you don't want to have that beef, especially if it's something so minor. But that was a very fake scene. Both of them were being fake as hell. And Kelly, why did you let that lady say that you could be her treasure troll? Like, come on. Like, come on. You were supposed to have a comeback for that. So next we go to Drew in the studio with the ladies. I'm here for Drew's music. Like, I'm gonna keep bringing up. She will always be Drew Sidor from the game that came between Duran and Melanie's relationship. But I like to see her with her music because that was how I was introduced with to her, seeing her working in the entertainment industry. So I want to see more of that. And I actually watched some of her live album experience the other day, and Dennis' ass was in the background. And I'm like, this girl, now she milking it, having him on there. But the studio session and having the ladies there was a nice little grown up vibe between them. It was very mellow and chill. And they asked questions and got answers. And it seemed like a genuine moment, like that group. Now, would that be good for TV continuing on in the future? I don't know, but it was nice to see that type of calm and being able to have a mature conversation about something that's a little controversial or that could get heated. And Kenya was so ready to get into Dennis. She was almost like, all right, y'all, let's get to why we really here. Let's get into this tea. But I believe that Dennis and Drew's relationship is business, but she's lying if she says she doesn't feel anything toward him. I believe that she's crushing on him hard and she's in denial about it and wants to pretend that it's not that. But I do think that their relationship is business, and her calling him bro was all that I needed to know, because I am friends, platonic friends, with guys that I've known for years, and maybe one of them is like family. I don't call him bro. I don't call him that. Like, out of respect for my husband, and because you don't like, he's not my brother. Like, we're not that damn close to where I'm calling him bro, and I'm a married woman. Like, so I think that Drew needs to be real with herself about Dennis. Although I don't think that there's anything crazy going on there per se. Um Now, she gave her receipts, and then she was trying to tell Portia, and Cynthia clocked it right away. Like, girl, you supposed to pick up the phone. But I can see why Drew would want to meet with Portia. That's not something that you tell somebody over the phone, like, hey, girl, yo, baby daddy's executive producing my album. And me, like, I could see why she wanted to meet her. But at a certain point, like Cynthia said, if y'all couldn't get each other, like, at a restaurant or wherever to have this conversation face to face, you most definitely should have just called her and just told her, look, this is what I wanted to ask you about. How do you feel about it? And Kenya brought up a good point about Dennis not speaking up for Drew. Now, I think Kenya was being dramatic and she was making it bigger than it is. Or am I tripping? I think Drew violated. I wouldn't fool with Drew if I was Portia, but I also don't think like it's this huge scandal. Like, it just doesn't come off that way to me. Is it shady? Is it sus? Yes. Is it a violation? Yes. On Drew's part more than anything, not necessarily Dennis, although he know what he's doing, but it's just not that big of a deal. Like, to be worried about how Portia feel about it's her baby daddy, and she just had a whole reality show with her new man and her husband, and was treating Dennis like he was a chump, so it just, to me, I think it's overblown. But he does seem to kind of carelessly talk about Drew, which makes me think that he's enjoying this because it is a little get back for him. And I'm gonna stand by what I said in the first episode, that Drew and Portia should just, not Drew, I'm sorry, that Dennis and Portia should just get back together. Like, y'all, because this is not going to work moving forward. Like, the way Portia is coming off, he is not going to be able to have another woman. And he seems to like getting under her skin. So just work it out. Raise your daughter together. Work it out. Get back together. So Angela, while they're at the studio, Angela tells her side of the situation with Shamea, and in Shamea's defense, she did not say that Drew, or even asked if Drew and Dennis were sleeping together. She did ask if they were dating. But I think Angela she does seem to be more comfortable, and maybe like what I thought was insecurity is maybe just part of her personality. So Shamea has a conversation with her sisters. I think it's very nice that she has such a strong relationship with her sister, and that there's that support there. And I think she should definitely continue to lean into that as she's going through what she's going through with her children. And it just, I don't know if I read the scene wrong and what exactly they were talking about, but it doesn't seem like Shamea really wants more children. I think that she is overwhelmed as is. And then when you like, I'm a mom of three, and I ain't got the money Shamea got. I don't have the resources and support that she clearly has. And it's so freaking hard. It's so hard. But I also don't have everything going on that Shamea has going on. And I can see her being overwhelmed, especially if she's dealing with health issues of her own and then health issues with her daughter. She just doesn't give that she wants to expand her family and that she's doing this for her husband. And it's taking a lot out of her, and it's a lot of risk. And I stand by what I said last week in my previous review, that sometimes when we force things or we're trying to force something out of our own desire instead of just letting God be God, this is what we end up with. We end up with these problems and these situations that don't have to be. So I'm interested in seeing how this is going to play out, especially knowing that her husband was against, or hearing, because I don't know, but hearing that her husband was against them being on the show in the past, and now they're there, and this the piece of drama from her life involves her family, specifically their family, and her having another child or going through that process, that might be trouble there, And if I was her, I wouldn't do too much. I wouldn't say too much to piss the husband off, because that might, similar to like what I think with Angela and Charles, this might not be good for their marriage. So speaking of Angela and Charles, I don't know if this show is gonna be good for their marriage, because they have clearly been together for a long time. They're clearly together. Like, he's there, she's there. She talks about loving him for who he is. I mean, he doesn't seem like he cares about anything too much other than himself and what he wants, just off of what I've seen. But you can tell that there are some things Angela isn't saying, that she's kind of keeping up a facade a little bit. When it comes to her and Charles, it doesn't seem completely transparent. Like, she's trying to protect some things, which she should. Which she should. You should absolutely 100% protect your marriage. But this could not be good for them, because as time goes on, we've seen it time and time again. Things always come up in these marriages. Things always come up that put marriages in jeopardy. Even like you've seen it with Toya and Eugene, you've seen it with Scott, you see it with Dr. Heavenly, with Simone and Cecil, you saw it with Greg and Nene, with like, it's a common thing. So I don't know. I don't know. I think they should tread lightly with this. And after her explaining Charles like getting kicked out of Madison Square Garden, he the problem. Like, he showed it a little bit more. I was trying to kind of let him make it and say, well, this is just how he is. He's an older guy. No, he a problem. I really think he a problem. Now, going to Drew and her divorce attorney, I don't know anything about going through a divorce, like, as the person divorcing another person, but Ralph is obviously playing in Drew's face, and it's just hard to believe that she was going through all those things that the lawyer kind of read off while on the show. And I'm wondering, because people say like Drew's a liar, she tries to act dumbfounded, which she does, but I'm wondering if she came on this show to get out of her marriage, like it's her way out. Similar to how people were kind of thinking that Portia did with Cordell. But could this be Drew's way of getting out of her marriage? Because someone who is that calculated, right? If she's acting like people say she is, and she's very concerned about her image and what she puts out, it doesn't make sense that she would willingly put her stuff out on Front Street, like her relationship. So could it be that this was her way of getting out of her marriage? Okay, you want to come to me? Come here. You walk her up, Marlon. Come here, mommy. Just come this way. I'll hold you, okay, while I finish my video. You want me to do that? Okay, you can't cry now because mommy doing her video. Okay. There you go. There you go. I know. Can you wait till I finish my video? And then you lay down? Can you do that? Okay. Here, I'm gonna hold you while I finish. So yeah, so it's hard to believe that she would like put her business out on Front Street if she's trying to curate a certain type of image. So we go to Portia and her mom at the spa. Portia mama enables her. Like the reason why Portia is the way that she is, and we're seeing these things about her and her character is because of that woman that she was at the spa with. She has enabled Portia completely. And even like she's still doing it now. Like y'all are delusional sitting here trying to pretend like this was a real marriage. Like these were two people that were in love with one another that took marriage seriously. Like, come on. Spare me. Please spare me. Portia didn't even know who she married for real. She didn't know who she married for real if this man had a whole extra wife that he didn't even tell her about. And the way that she disrespected Dennis and his mother and just like y'all have to be kidding me to sit here and act like Portia is just going through the worst thing in the world. She is reaping what she sowed. And did y'all catch how eager Portia's mom was to throw Shamea under the bus? Like she was waiting for that moment. And now, like being that, like since the last episode and before now, we were seeing in social media how Portia kind of addressed her and Shamea's friendship and said that they weren't as close as they used to be. I'm wondering if they are setting that up. Like if she has been plotting this whole time, or really kind of like feeling a way that Shamea was officially on the show and had a peach and her life is together while hers is crumbling, is in shambles. I'm wondering if she started to kind of like, you know what? I'm finna turn on her. So what? I'm gonna throw it out. I'm gonna be the victim. You know, I don't know. It was just something about that scene. Like, how could you be so eager as her mom to throw her friend under the bus? Her friend that they've been friends all these years. Nah, that told me all I needed to know about them too. Um, Last thing I gotta say about that, why did Portia think Simon's family was going to intervene in their divorce? Like they didn't take your marriage seriously, baby. Like why are we playing these games? Like Portia is getting on my damn nerves with this divorce storyline. And it's just like she has fallen so hard. Like she was that girl. She was the it girl. And just to see her now, it's like, girl, you are looking bad out here. And speaking of bad, like I'm gonna just go and bring it up. Like, is she struggling financially because she's made several comments about her money? Like, what is going on, Portia? She had it going on at one point in time, and it's just crazy to see like how she is just looking like a bird. So last scene, the big scene of the night was Kelly's event that she had. And Kelly continues to move up my list. She moved up my list last week and she's moving up my list again with this event because this is what we want to see on these shows. This is what we should be seeing. I remember back in the day, the Housewives did the galas and had the special events. That is what we want to see. And by now, Portia should be doing something like that. You know, Portia should be doing it. Kenya should be doing it. Kenya ruined her own event. But, you know, Drew, where's your event? Like, this is what we need to see them actually doing meaningful things. I love the mother daughter theme, and it was very cute to see all the women there with their daughters. And I just got to say, Cynthia, baby, you need to wear your natural hair or get a better wig because these wigs are not doing you justice. And it's making me think about all these YouTube videos of people talking about black women and wig blindness. Because for that woman to walk out her house 3 times with these different wigs that we've seen, Cynthia know better than that. She's too beautiful for that. And I know I could afford better wigs than that. So I know she can. Like, come on, Cynthia. Um, Portia was so bothered by Drew, she wasn't even in the event 10 minutes without bringing Drew up. And did y'all see how she was bragging about being on time for the event despite Drew trying to sabotage her? Well, why were you 2 hours late to Shamea's party? Portia telling on herself, for real. Um, you can tell that Brit wants to be friends with Kenya. Like, there's some type of adoration there. I see it in her eyes. But the big moment was the confrontation between Angela and Shamea. I applaud Angela for trying to start over with Shamea because honestly, Shamea's offensiveness toward Angela, the way she's so offended by Angela and Angela speaking up for Drew is very confusing to me because Angela didn't do any more for Drew than what Shamea did for Portia. So I don't get it. Like the audacity of you to say that Angela was Drew's representative when that is literally how you're known in the TV world is being Portia's shadow. And you continue to prove that you fight her battles for her. Like, how could you even say that? Like, that was crazy to me. And Shamea, she was just doing too much. And she's gone down again on my list of the cast. And I had such high hopes for her when I saw her intro, when they used her sneak peek. I was so happy for her, so interested in seeing her. And I've been disappointed so far. Um, Angela was trying to clear the air about the situation and start over because at the end of the day, they're beefing over a situation that has nothing to do with either of them. So there's no reason that they should be beefing over this. And Angela was calling Shamea Shamina, saying that she was a mean girl, and I agree with that. Like there was very mean girl behavior, and I feel like in that moment around those people, Shamea just wanted to have her moment. That's what it had to be because she is completely overreacting about this whole situation. And y'all have been calling Angela a colorist all week. And we see that Shamea talked about looks first. She talks about looks first. So is it okay to talk about somebody's body, whether they had surgery or not, first in a mean way? Like what about her doing that? What do y'all have to say about that? Because now we have context about Angela calling Shamea Flavor Flav. Number one, Shamea said something about her first, and she has every right to defend herself. Um, I don't think that it was colorist what she said. Now, when I first saw it, I was like, I mean, the only similarity between them is that they're dark skinned, but I don't really think that that's how she meant it. And we see in this clip now that she could explain it in production. Y'all know what y'all was doing. Y'all edited that in a way so people could come for Angela. And Angela had explained why she called her that. Not only was Shamea Flavor Flav for Halloween, but she was referring to her being Portia's hype man and Portia being like Chuck D and just had to show up. So there was context, but y'all let people run with the narrative that y'all framed it as. And now we see that Angela just simply said something back. Or am I tripping? That's how I'm taking it to me. And y'all gotta stop making everything colorism because a black woman gets talked about. Like she talked about this woman, and what Latoya Jackson got to do with anything? Latoya Jackson done caught a fade in it, so you talking about her too? Like where y'all? You cannot just go to colorism because a dark skinned woman got made fun of for her looks, especially if that woman made fun of someone else's looks. What about her? What is she being? A mean girl. And Portia and Shamea both saying, "Oh well, she called me Flavor Flav." She said that after, or did she call her that more than once? Like if she called her more than one, Flavor Flav more than once, let me know. But from what I have seen, and I've watched every episode so far, she only said that after Shamea said something about her nose. Like I, so you can't use that she called you Flavor Flav and it's even. No, baby, she called you that after you insulted her looks at that. And Portia didn't even try to get up to diffuse that situation when she saw them going at it. Production showed her sitting there. I don't know, I wasn't there, but production showed her sitting there to imply that she was not even intervening, which means that Shamea is fighting Portia's battle again because this all boils down to Shamea saying something to Drew. So yeah. And then we see Drew wants to talk to Portia and Portia's like, where's the audacity? Where's the audacity? Oh, it was behind me. And y'all not bet girl, you and Shamea double teamed the hell out of Drew last week at the party. And Drew got her sister there, and now you don't want to talk to her? Like, come on. Come on, Portia and Shamea. I don't like this. I really, really don't like this. And speaking of Drew's sister, seeing her made me think about those rumors about her actually being Drew's mother because they look like mother and sister. She looked like she could have birthed Drew. But my closing thoughts. Shamea is a mean girl, just like her friend. Cynthia needs new wigs or baby just wear your natural hair. Brit is not memorable at all. Like she's very forgettable. And I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't come back because she's giving nothing. I'm not sure how we get to Kenya and Brit's beef from where we are so far. So I'm imagining something dramatic must have happened because I'm just not seeing why Kenya would go to the point of putting Brit's videos or whatever she had out at her own grand opening. Like something's still not connecting for me when it comes to those two. Angela can hold her own, and I'm here for it. Don't let nobody bully you. Do not let nobody bully you. I don't care who it is. I'm happy that she is holding her own with these women. That's what it takes to be on these shows. So she got what it takes. I was worried about her in the beginning, but she is showing that she has what it takes to be there with them. Kelly has gone up in my list. I guess you could say that she's my favorite cast member at this point. But all the storylines are mid, in my opinion. Like there's nothing that I just really want to see so bad or that I feel like I haven't seen before. So I guess the show, the season is picking up, but I think we need to just start over new with some people that really has some interesting things to follow, going on. That's just not a tired old storyline that somebody else on another show had. Like I want to see something fresh. But I guess uh, we're headed there. Maybe I don't know. The episode was better. I would say that this was probably the best episode so far because of the different dynamics that we saw here, the different conversations that were had, the scenes. I would go ahead and give this episode a 4. I'll give it 4 peaches out of 5. It was a good episode, and it helped me have some insight into some of the discussions that have been going on online. I feel like I know the cast a little bit better, and that's what should be happening. So I guess I'm still tuned in. I know. Shout out to the curly kid, Brittany. She commented on my first review, and she said that she was going to give it 3 episodes. So Brittany, if you're watching, we're at the 3rd episode. What's your verdict so far? Thank y'all so much for watching this review. My personal goal is to review the entire season. I'm 3 for 3. Look at me. I'm proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself because I'm trying to work on my consistency and my discipline. And I feel like this was a simple enough goal for me to shoot for. And so far, I am achieving it. Okay. So for that, give me a like. If you're still here, like this video, subscribe to my channel. Trying to get to 500 subscribers before the summer. Really, I think I can do that before the end of the month, or at least before the end of the April, y'all. Help me get to 500 subscribers. Subscribe to the channel for more, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.